Welcome to the MagiReco News. I'm Yellum. Our top story today. Apparently it's the April Fool's event, which you would expect because, you know, we didn't actually get the April Fool's event, so the April Fool's event is just gonna happen a little bit later. We're getting it now, but first off, oh my god, there's a step-up gacha for all the April Fool's characters, but there's also just regular gachas for all the April Fool's characters. So yeah, all the other April Fool's characters that we've had so far, they're all getting their gacha reruns. But who cares about that? You're here for what you saw in the title and in the thumbnail and everything. That's right. HOMURA. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how or why. It's HOMURA. It's the MagiReco port version, so it's not the real HOMURA. Yeah, let's just get this. Let's just get this through, okay? Let's just go through this. So she's an Axel gorilla with 2 blasters, which means she doesn't have charges, because as you would know, there are no charges against HOMURA, of course. She has type Akuma, which is probably similar to the hashtag ultimate type that Ultimate Madaka Senpai has, and she's apparently being summoned through like a demonic ritual by normal HOMURA, or some crazy stuff going on. Point is, what is she actually about? Okay, this is probably the one thing that most people worry about. First off, if you like HOMURA, I want to say this before I talk about how good or bad she might be in gameplay wise. If you like HOMURA, you probably want to pull for her because it's HOMURA, right? But if you're wondering, okay, but aside from that, how good is she in gameplay? Is she good? Is she good? Well, if you like HOMURA, you should pull her, right? Right? Just pull for her, okay? Because if you like HOMURA, you should pull for her. I mean, gameplay, so many people ask about gameplay, how good is gameplay of a character? And I say, well, you know, some characters might not be that good in gameplay, and you should roll for them just as the character, because who cares about the gameplay, right? Who actually worries about how good a character is in gameplay? She's bad. Okay, let me go back a step. She's really good in ranked mirrors. Probably we need to wait for the rest of her SE to have a really good mention of that, how good she actually is in ranked mirrors, but she could potentially be really good in ranked mirrors, and she's definitely going to be really good in tournament, but tournament is something that only Japanese residents are actually able to take part of. So if you're watching this video and if you're not watching this from Japan, then this won't apply to you. Because if you're not from Japan, you can't play in tournaments, okay? So outside of tournaments, where she's definitely gonna be pretty good, if you might want to get her for ranked mirrors, but even in ranked mirrors, she might potentially not be the best, depending on what the rest of her SE is, because if the rest of her SE is terrible, she might not actually make it into ranked teams. So let's just go what she actually does. Her connect is an absolute fucking meme. Her connect does evade, provoke, endure, and negate one status ailment. There's no damage buff in this connect or anything that does anything offensively. This is a purely 100% defensive connect, which is gonna be terrible in basically every single situation, because why play defensive if you can play offensive and just kill the enemy? Her Magia, hey, maybe her Magia is good. It does damage down to enemies, MP down to enemies. It does guaranteed dazzle to all enemies, which most enemies are immune to on high-level quests anyway. It does Magia Seal to all enemies, which also a lot of people are immune to on high-level quests, like 100 Evils. It does MP damage to all enemies, which also doesn't matter too much, because most high-level, like like 100 Evils quests, have enemies go from 0 to 100 immediately. It does Skill Quicken to self for 1 turn. There's not a single good effect on this Magia. Not a single good effect on this entire Magia. Even if Doppel, these effects are stronger, there's not a single good effect on this entire Doppel. What? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Why is this Magia one of the worst Magias I've ever seen in my entire fucking life? But guess what? Okay, that's an EX skill. Because she is an ultimate type, I guess, she gets an EX skill. What's the EX skill? Well, it's excel up and blast up to all people, which actually is pretty good. It's actually a pretty good effect. And it also gives everyone a debuff, like a status ailment shield for 1 status ailment. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's about it. So the EX skill is actually kind of alright. What else do we have? The active, damage down and MP gain down and excel down to all enemies for 3 turns. What? I mean, in mirrors, this is probably really good. Like, right, you can see this in mirrors, like doing damage down and MP down and excel down to all enemies is gonna be really fucking good, right? In mirrors, especially tournament. Like in tournament, it's gonna be so good. Tournament is like ranked mirrors, but you also have to play defense. So imagine ranked mirrors, but how you do on defense also matters. Where something like this is actually gonna be a lot more interesting. Yeah, on Ranked Mirrors and tournaments is gonna be really fucking good to give like MP down to all enemies, to like screw enemies over right on their turn. But this does kind of nothing outside of Ranked Mirrors. This is kind of only good for Ranked Mirrors and tournament, right? Outside of tournament and Ranked Mirrors, this is absolutely fucking nothing. This is actually a really fucking terrible active outside of Mirrors. So the next thing is MP gauge up 20% on battle start, right? You start the battle with 20% MP, which is like 30 MP. But her Magia is terrible outside of mirrors, so okay, she gives herself Dark Attribute attack up at the beginning, but she doesn't actually have that much attack. Like her attack is pretty bad. It's okay, she has something that's good, okay? Just no, this is not gonna be another HOMURA. This is not gonna be the 4th fucking HOMURA unit that is bad, okay? Okay? Don't do that to me. She's not gonna be the 4th HOMURA unit that's bad. She's gonna be a HOMURA unit that actually is good, okay? Just believe, okay? Just believe. Her last effect, hopefully her last effect, is going to be something that has any sort of usefulness whatsoever, because right now she's looking like the worst character in the entire game. Her last effect is skill quick on battle start, and it probably will trigger in mirrors. And that is actually really fucking good. You know that the main reason, some people say the only reason why Valentine's Nagisa was this fucking good in mirrors is because she had the skill quick active. Now you're getting skill quick as a passive turn 1, which means it triggers even on if you're skill sealed or even if you're on the enemy side. So overall, this is way better than an active. So you passively get skill quick on the first turn when you start the battle. And it's really good for ranked mirrors, and it's really good for tournaments because you can get a meteor rain out way faster than anything you can imagine, like as fast as a Valentine's Nagisa. So basically, you have a second Valentine's Nagisa. And you know how everyone used Valentine's Nagisa in ranked mirrors and in tournaments? Well, now we have someone else who can do something similar to that. Although she's more squishy than Valentine's Nagisa, and she's maybe not quite as oppressively good as Valentine's Nagisa, but still she's gonna be pretty fucking good in ranked mirrors and in tournaments. But like I said, tournaments, if you're watching this outside of Japan, tournaments won't matter to you, which means that the only place where you might want to use HOMURA, like this one, this Akuma HOMURA, is in ranked mirrors. But even in ranked mirrors, if you already have an S3 worthy team, you probably aren't going to use her because she doesn't actually get you more points, she's just more reliable. Why? Because she doesn't have a charge disc. If you're playing the charge setup team, which has like Sai and Tanayachi, I think, where you do turn 1 charge draw. If you do turn 1 charge draw, you want to get a Puella charge combo, and in that sort of lineup, having a third character with skill quick that doesn't have a charge disc and therefore doesn't interrupt your charge draw is actually really fucking good. So some people might want to use that. That said, it might not potentially be the best choice. I don't know. It depends on when she actually releases with her full SE, because it's possible that the rest of her SE is kind of terrible and that she doesn't actually see any use in ranked mirrors. But overall, she's a character that might see some use, or maybe even a lot of use, in ranked mirrors on the highest level, depending on what the rest of her SE is. But outside of that, you're not gonna use her anywhere else. Okay, let's be honest. You're not gonna use her in EX. You're not gonna use her in 100 Evils. You're not gonna use her in Kimochi. She is fucking terrible anywhere outside of ranked mirrors, and I fucking hate it. This is the 4th HOMURA unit that just isn't good overall. Why can't we get a good HOMURA unit? Okay, I need to move on. Because I'm gonna despair. I'm gonna turn into a witch any second now. Okay, so let's just move on. But yeah, okay, I'm throwing a lot of doom out there. But if you're someone who specifically cares about ranked mirrors, or you even are someone who is in Japan and plays this game from Japan, and you are taking sure that you're playing from Japan and in the tournaments, then maybe she's actually really good. Okay, if you're playing ranked mirrors, then she actually is maybe good and in tournaments. But I don't know, dude. I need some vodka for this. Okay, I need to wash that down because I'm a hardcore HOMURA fan. This is the 4th HOMURA unit that has very fringe usability, but I will say that unlike all the other HOMURA units like MoMura, Swimsuit HOMURA, which by the way is the worst limited unit in the entire game, I'm not even joking, and Cool HOMURA, she actually is a unit that might see play. She might actually see play in ranked and tournament, and for that, it's a victory, okay? It's a victory. She's gonna see use in tournament and ranked. She's gonna see play. And for that, I'm happy. Who cares that she's fucking terrible anywhere else and that she's absolutely useless in any other situation? Who cares? Well, I care. Okay, so one of her Memoria, her first Memoria it's called, this is a fun name, Chill with the Devil While Waiting for the Rescue. So apparently in this event, I'm going to talk about the event in a second, they're like stranded on a lonely island, and then like a MoMura accidentally does some devil summoning ritual and like summons HOMURA, as you can see right here, like MoMura accidentally summons Devil HOMURA. And they're just chilling. They're just chilling out there on the beach with Devil HOMURA. Funny. And this one does damage down to all enemies. I think it's all enemies. So wait a second. Oh yeah, I misread that. It's a single enemy because all enemies would actually be strong. So it's a single enemy. And by the way, the strength is 10, which is the same as meter rain. So it's a meter rain on a single enemy. At least it also gives damage cut to self. Which I guess is gonna be fine, but we still haven't had a single Memoria like active, like when it comes to active damage down Memoria or attack down Memoria, we didn't have anything that was as strong as meter rain ever. Meter rain is still the single most powerful Memoria in that sort of area, and this doesn't get anywhere close to that. By the way, this is more like Negotiator, because this is damage down and not attack down, which is more like Negotiator. So I guess you can compare this to Negotiator that also buffs yourself with defense. Overall, it's a single target Negotiator, which means it's bad. I'm sorry, but this is also a bad Memoria. Not only is she a bad unit anywhere outside of ranked and tournament, the Memoria is also kind of shit. I'm sorry, the Memoria is also shit. What about the 3-star Memoria? It gives chance to charm on attack and chance to dazzle on attack. Yeah, not very interesting. So, yeah, that's that. The event is, I don't even know what kind of event it is. Is it Double Tower? Does it even say what kind of event it is? It certainly says, okay, it is a Double Tower, so you do get to farm a bit more if you want to farm SP or whatever. So you do have a Double Tower in here for farming. It does have a costume shop, and this is the interesting part. Everyone thought we were getting Degarashi Mana, and I thought as well we were going to get Degarashi Mana. How would we not get Degarashi Mana? We are getting Degarashi Mana, but as a costume for Iroha, which is... Why not give us Mana as a unit? We're getting her as a costume for Iroha-chan. I think it's Iroha-chan and not Iroha, right? Yeah, it is Iroha-chan. So if you don't have Iroha-chan, which is a natural 4-star, so you probably don't have her, because she's a really bad natural 4-star. So unless you have, so if you don't have her, you can't actually use Degarashi Mana costume. So yeah, sucks to be that. And you also get her. You can also get her idol costume, and you can get Madoka Senpai's producer costume, which everyone has access to because Madoka Senpai is a welfare that everyone has. That's good. And you also get stickers. As always, there are stickers for characters. There's 28 new stickers out there for characters. So just MagiReco costumes basically for every single character that has been released in the last year. That's good. What else is there? There's the shop, which gives you a new background. You can see the backgrounds, the sort of MagiReco beach background. Overall, I mean, I'm happy that we're getting another HOMURA unit and that she actually is gonna see some play. It's the first HOMURA unit that is actually going to see high-end play. On the other hand, I can't be happy with this. I'm sorry, guys. if I had enough rolls to get her 1 slot, I probably would get her at least 1 slot, but I'm actually on 0 rolls because I rolled for Kurue and I had really terrible luck. So it took me like my entire rolls back to like 0, okay, maybe like 20 rolls that I have left to get Kurue to 4 slot. So I don't actually have enough to roll for her, but I might get her like 1 slot on anniversary because I'm a big Homu fan. I'm gonna have at least 1 slot. I have a 1 slot Swim HOMURA as well, even though Swim HOMURA really is the worst limited unit in the entire game because she's just a worse version of Sakurako. Anyway, the point is, that was the MagiReco news for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.